Brother, I know exactly what you've been told your whole life. You've been told that you're suffering from an addiction that you need to fight or it will take over you and it's out of your control. But that if you just had more willpower, then you can win that battle. Or on the flip side, maybe you've been told that you're overthinking it. Everyone's doing it. Why do you care about it? Oh, you're just overthinking it, Danny. Come on. See, the name even slipped. The reason I can describe it with so much accuracy is because I was exactly in your shoes. Or maybe there's a third type of category. You haven't even shared it with anyone in your life. It's a heavy secret in the back of your mind, but you have promised yourself so many times that you will stop. That is the last time you ever did it, only to fall back in the exact same trap and you hate yourself for it. But today, I'm here to tell you something that no one has ever told you. It's something that I wish someone told me when I was struggling for a decade with that behavior. I was jerking off multiple times per day, every day. I've ruined relationships. And it was all because of a lack of understanding. People say ignorance is bliss. I say ignorance is evil. And you're going to understand why I'm talking about it today. But here's what I can tell you with my hand over my mic or my heart. The diagnosis you've been given is wrong. There is nothing wrong with you. You're not weak. You're not broken. You're not dangerous. You're not even addicted. You are what psychologists call someone in a compulsive shame cycle. But I prefer a different term. I call you a man who has never been taught how his own mind works, who has never been taught about the root cause of human behavior. A man who is never told that corn addiction isn't about biology. It's not some instinct about sex that is somehow out of our control. It's about emotion. It's about escape. It's about love. It's about deep human psychology. It's not pixels on a screen that make you lose control. It's pixels on a fucking screen. This is not what you're fighting. You're not fighting anything. You are in control of your own hands. Think about it. You are in control of your own hands. You're not fighting shit. It's a decision you're making. And there's a reason why you're making that decision. And when you understand what is the real reason why you're making a decision, not anything taking control over you, some dark force. It's you making a decision for very specific reasons. And when you understand them, that's when you break free. So here are the 5 reasons why you believe it feels like you can't stop watching corn and how to actually break free. Reason number 1, corn is not the problem. It's only a symptom of a deeper problem. And that deeper problem is repressed creative potential. Let me explain. Sexual energy has the power to create life. The reason you and I exist in this human form is because our parents had sex. This is how powerful sexual energy is. It's the ultimate creative energy. And people who tend to struggle with lust and with corn are people who tend to have a higher creative potential. The problem is it's not expressed, it is repressed. You are playing someone else's game. You feel stuck. You feel like you need to hide creative parts of you. As a kid, you were fully free to express and to create. Then you learned certain rules, and if I do this, people judge me. So now you started repressing yourself. But that creative energy needs to go somewhere. That creative energy needs to move. And guess where it found a very effortless and frictionless way to do it? With corn. Because guess what? Yes, there's also pleasure that comes with it. But the pleasure that comes with it is only a bonus. It is a reinforcement. It's a reward that reinforces the reason behind it. It's not the actual reason behind it. So, for example, you have a need to express and to release creative energy. You can do so by following your deepest passion. And when you're doing this, because I know you have moments in your life where you're actually in flow. Flow is a state of pure presence and creativity combined. That's when nothing else matters. Time doesn't even exist. When you're in that state, where does corn go? It's completely irrelevant. So that's one way to express it. And then there's reward associated to it, which could reinforce that behavior. Or let's say you choose to use corn to achieve that need, then there's also reward. And whatever you do more often, your brain gets used to it and naturally goes towards making that decision. But it is not about the dopamine. Let me tell you why. If it was about dopamine being dysregulated and whatever, then why do people quit for months and then come back after months? If it was about the dopamine, then after a few months, your brain would have completely forgot about it. Completely forgot about it. Your brain has time to truly come back to its natural state of dopamine after a few days, maybe a few weeks, I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but definitely not months. So if you come back to it after months, there's a deeper emotional reason why. You have a system of beliefs that has associated corn to meeting a certain need you have, and it remembers that when you meet that need, corn is a nice way to meet it because it ends in reward. Y'all follow me so far? Because this will be a pattern for the rest of the video. I want you guys to understand. Yes, biology has a role in that. Yes, it makes things more effortless versus others, right? But the root cause is not the biology. And listen, if some of you guys are still resistant to it, let me prove it once and for all. You guys have probably fantasized about female breasts, right? Maybe that's not your biggest fantasy or kink when you're watching it, but it's something exciting. If you're shown a picture of a woman who's like revealing her breasts, it's hot, right? It's exciting. But think about it 2 seconds. What women have, bro, is basically almost exactly the same as what a man has. The only difference is if a man has muscles, then the chest will be harder in men and softer in women. But what about fat men? Think about it, an obese ass motherfucker. You want me to break that fantasy of yours once and for all? Think about an obese motherfucker. Bro has fat ass tits. He has man boobs. Why is that not hot for you? Why? Because you have associated the story around it. It's not the actual boobs that turn you on, it's what's around it. So this is obvious, right? Now let's go even deeper. Think about this. Humans have evolved through tens of thousands of years in small tribes. We've been in small tribes much longer than we've lived in big civilizations and cities. Much, much, much longer. So our brains are actually programmed to thrive in these environments much more than in the modern environment. But that's for another video. Now let's come back to boobs, okay? Now, in these tribes, most women were walking around shirtless, just like guys today on the beach. In some countries in the world, by the way, women at the beach are also topless, I'm just saying. And it was completely normalized. Completely normalized. There was nothing special about it, just human beings walking around without any clothes on. Do you think the guys were walking around like, ooh, every time they were seeing some boobs, they were getting hard and shit? No, it was completely normal. So what makes it exciting? It's the fact it's hidden. It's the fact it's taboo. It's the fact, and listen carefully, it's the emotional association that if a woman shows you her tits, it's something secret, it's something valuable that she doesn't show to a lot of guys. Usually, it means you're a valuable man. It means you earned it. It's an ego boost. And that ego boost is what creates the pleasure. Come on, guys. Y'all realize this? I have this thought experiment, by the way, where if you really think about it, if all humans on planet Earth were naked and that was normalized, I genuinely believe lust will decrease significantly. We will still have sexual attraction, of course, we'll still have sexual energy, but lust itself, that secretive, that little taboo thing will completely disappear. So remember, your desire for intimacy, your desire for reproduction, it's something that has been given to you biologically, yes, but you're associating pleasure to certain images on the screen, on certain pixels, is entirely emotional. Awesome. Reason number 2, lust is a reflection of the deepest masculine desire. So you guys know yin yang, masculine, feminine energy, polarity. We all have both in ourselves. We all have some masculine energy, some feminine energy. However, most humans tend to have one more than the other. And surprise, surprise, most men tend to have a bit more masculine energy than feminine energy. So, the deepest masculine desire, the deepest desire and aim for the masculine energy is release. It's freedom. It's liberation from constraint. Think about it. Whenever you speak with guys, they talk about their goals, they talk about their dreams, and you ask them, why are you doing that? What do they say? Freedom, man. I just want freedom. I just want to break free. It's like, this is, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's masculine energy. So guess what an orgasm is? It's a release of tension. Guess what going on these sites is? It's you having a moment to escape your problems, to escape, to release, right? So you are in flow. You're in the present moment. You're not thinking about your problems. You're entirely captivated by what you're seeing on the screen. Or let me put it a different way. Since it's taboo, since it's so shameful, then it's you breaking free from the constraints, being naughty, doing something that's wrong, right? Rebelling against the constraints of society. This is a very deep masculine trait. It's why people become entrepreneurs, which, by the way, is why entrepreneurs tend to struggle with it a bit more. Or people who have a boss, but they're resenting their job and they're resenting their situation. They want freedom. That's another reason why they could go to it. It's to break rules. It's freedom. It's release from tension. It's release from thinking. This is why men tend to be more addicted to corn than women. But what's interesting is reason number 3, that's on the other side, it's also a reflection, a cheap reflection of the ultimate feminine desire, which is the flow of love, which is intimacy. Again, we all have both inside of us. We all want to break free and we all want to be loved. So intimacy, again, so if it's something shameful and you have these fantasies, but you've never told anyone, or you have difficulty telling people because now you're afraid of being judged, and now in these websites or on platforms like Reddit, now you're accepted for who you really are. And now you get to interact with people who love you and accept you and admire you for who you are, even in your darkest secrets, even in your darkest parts. The reason I'm describing it again with so much clarity is because when this was the biggest part of me breaking free and my healing journey, it's understanding that deep down, it is an innocent, adorable desire to be loved and to break free. It's literally a deep psychological reaction to the desires of freedom and love, which you can also see as safety. You can also see that as a protective mechanism. It is, listen, all parts of yourself, all parts are good parts. This is the basic tagline of IFS, Internal Family Systems, which is a therapeutical approach to healing. Therapists use it all the time. It's a very important field in psychology. All parts are good parts. When you understand truly why you're watching, it's not about the pixels, it's not something out of your control. It's deep internal desires to fulfill the needs of freedom and love. How beautiful is this? Reason number 4, most likely, if you're struggling with lust and corn addiction, it's because your nervous system was built for intensity. This is something that I had difficulty realizing and embracing for so long, but I am an intense guy. And I experience the highs of life very strongly. I experience the lows very strongly. And I have this beautiful, passionate relationship with life. And guess what lust and sexuality is? It's very intense. It's a very intense part of life. And so for me, for so long, it was a way to express, to embrace my intensity, where in my daily life, I didn't feel like it was completely accepted. Again, it's love, it's intimacy, it's wanting to feel accepted. Embrace it. It's such a gift. This is my message to you. Embrace the intensity. And last but not least, reason number 5, it's because we have high standards. The reason, listen, this is where the paradox is. Most people who are aware and are looking for answers, which you are because you clicked on that video, for corn addiction are people who have high standards. They know they're meant for more. And the paradox is that when you have high standards, it's also very easy to be hard on yourself. And being hard on yourself creates shame and guilt. And so it's this dynamic where people with high standards have higher shame. And when you have higher shame, you have more reasons to escape that shame. And how do you escape that shame? Through corn. See the cycle? That's the shame cycle. That's what it is. So you experience shame and you want a coping mechanism to escape that shame. Not only this, but also shame is very isolating. You cannot share with anyone. So you start feeling like you cannot be loved for who you really are. Then you go in these places and now you listen to some JOI. I don't want to say it because maybe YouTube will shut it down or whatever. And then the person's like, oh yeah, just release with me and whatever. I've watched that shit. And so it becomes this cycle. You start associating your safety, your safe place, your identity to these places. But brother, the answer is love. You are loved. You are forgiven. And I'm saying this out of my heart. And maybe you cannot believe a fellow human, but maybe the only freedom you will be able to find is in God. But as long as you genuinely feel it, whatever genuinely makes you feel like you are loved exactly as you are, even if you never change. This is the message I have for you. Even if you never change, you stay exactly the same for the rest of your life, right here and now. Whoever you are, right here and now, with everything you've done, all of your decisions, no matter what, even your darkest secret, even what you're most ashamed of, I don't care, okay? You are loved, you are worthy, you are forgiven. And paradoxically, this is the secret. Guys, this is the secret, okay? Paradoxically, when you fully embrace that, you forgive yourself, you love yourself, that's when you become a better human. That's when you become a better person. You guys get it? You guys get it? We're projecting so much shame, and let's use the most extreme example, like the most extreme criminals out there, right? Murderers, rapists. We project so much shame on them, believing what? That somehow it's gonna solve the problem? If we assume, listen carefully, if we assume the goal is safety, wouldn't that be a fair enough aim to have? Okay, we want humans to be safe. Cool. Do you think that pointing someone as the enemy, shaming them, rejecting them, hating them, is it more likely that this type of behavior gets them to repeat the dysfunctional behavior, or would it increase the safety of the world by actually being like, you're loved, you're forgiven? Does it mean there's no consequences? Yes, there will always be consequences, and that's okay. This is not what I'm talking about here. There are certain consequences required for certain actions. Just like anything, there are consequences if I decide to take my laptop right now and drop it on the floor. There are consequences, just like anything. So there will always be consequences. But this is not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about love and forgiveness. We want safety. That's what we want. We want freedom. We want love and we want peace. All of this happens with forgiveness, okay? This is my message for you today. This is where the real root cause of healing is. It's not gonna happen in some corn blockers as some bullshit as plaster solution. It's going to happen in forgiveness, in love, in healing, okay? I love you guys. You watching this right now, I love you, okay? I'll see you here soon. Much love.